Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Weddings Film School Show. My name is Jared Haskell. Thank you for joining us today. I'm joined again with Mr. Jason McCutcheon. Jay, how we doing?
Good. You're
perturbed today.
You suggested a topic, and I was like, I don't want to talk about that. We talk about that all the time. And then we talked about it for like 30 minutes, and then I was like, we could talk about it.
I inspired him.
Well, you gave an example, a focal point for my ranting. And so, guys, listen, I'm going to do my best in this show to not be mean to anyone. Because that's not my heart. My heart is not to be mean. My heart is to align myself with reality and truth. What is real and true? And so I'll do my best. And so today we're talking about what, Jared?
So today we're talking about the need for being friends with your clients, which I feel like is kind of like a common thread, at least on a lot of people's branding. You go to people's websites, they're like, I'm your best friend you just haven't met yet.
Where do you think that's like started in our industry? Like what was like maybe like the purpose of that kind of belief system teaching? Like,
I mean, I don't know, maybe at the workshops. Honestly, I think it comes from a creative's desire to be liked.
Because that's like,
right?
Well,
like, that's
like,
where it comes from.
If you're in the creative industry, like obviously money is a big thing. But the first motive that any creator has is not money.
Yeah.
Because the first thing you created that people liked, like I remember when I was a kid, I was in 4th grade or 3rd grade, I can't remember. And I drew, and I remember like I would draw, and I actually even remember like 1st grade, I would make drawings and kids would pay me.
Yeah.
For drawings that I would make. And I remember in 3rd grade, I won a contest in the school and I got $100 savings bond.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
For the 90s.
Yeah, I got
$100 savings bond for art?
Yeah, I got $100 savings bond.
What did you use it for?
I don't even know where it is or what it is. What's it worth? Like $1,000?
I know the interest on that is probably wacky.
That's probably maximum $1,000.
Yeah,
but regardless,
you should track that down. Findmassmoney.com.
But regardless, like I remember thinking like, I didn't care about the money. I didn't even know what a bond was.
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm better than all you people.
Yeah, people like my art.
Yeah.
People like what I'm doing. And then I got into music and I never made any money with music. But people wouldn't come to the shows. They would like it. They would enjoy it. They would tell us that we were a good band and that I sounded good or something. And so a lot of people like it took me being a creative entrepreneur probably 25 years to actually understand I needed to make money and care about the money. And I mean 15 years of actually making art and a lot of it in a public arena. Like I've been playing in bands since I was 16. So like I kind of got that out of my system is my point. And not out of my system where I want people to enjoy what we do, but ego is a big part of, and I don't mean in a negative way. I mean, just psychologically, like the desire to be appreciated and having people like your work is very important to artists. And
a part of the human nature
it's
in general.
Inextricable. You can't take it away. Like we're not criticizing that.
Right.
At all. That you want people to appreciate your work. And even the idea that for some of you, financial reward is not the most important motivating factor to why they make art. I think that's okay too. But I would say, to answer my own question, I think it started with something that is true that I think is maybe a little poorly understood, which is we talk about a lot, which is ideal client, and kind of like if this person hires me, then that's who I am. Like, oh, this sexy, beautiful person hired me, and I'm a sexy, beautiful person too.
It's almost like I'm invited into the club.
Yes.
Of like, hey, if wealthy people are hiring me, I belong in their circle. Like I'm one of them, right? Yeah,
and like also you make more money. Like maybe it's just like you want what they have, their money. Maybe you love hiking and you'd never want to be doing anything where you're not hiking.
Something that I found. People working their way from, I would say normal people weddings, middle class, upper middle class, into the luxury market. What do you always see people do? The photographers, they start buying their Gucci shoes, right? They start buying their coats from Tom Ford or bow tie. Like they are like morphing into the clientele that they're shooting, because you have to speak these unwritten languages of like, posturing, of peacocking, of showing off that you belong.
Yeah,
right?
like it's almost like for many people, their interest in clients is as an aspirational figure and as an avatar for their own self-esteem and their own way of viewing themselves, and not as a client.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think this is where like I kind of very depart from it, is like we talk about like, we don't talk explicitly about like our own beliefs in a lot of things on this show or where we are, but I think in the context of this conversation, like Jared and I, my dad is from Texas. He's a pastor. Jared's family, like we're not of New England. We love New England, but like culturally speaking, like we're not like typical New Englanders.
Well, I will just say, speak for yourself, Jason.
Okay, fine. I mean, you love Martha's Vineyard.
Well, I mean, both sides of my family came over like literally on the second boat after the Mayflower.
I'm not saying that though, but I think culturally your family is its own culture.
Sure.
We're not like blue
It is
bloods.
pretty puritanical.
We're not blue blood Bostonians. We're not like
Yeah.
university graduates. Like we didn't come through the private school system. Our families didn't summer in Cape Cod. We're blue collar families that are from the burbs,
Yeah.
which are not what most people would typically think of. Our clients are nothing like us, is my point. There's no reason for us to connect with these people, and if we really tried to, we don't. There's an account I would encourage you to look at. Oh shoot, what is that guy's name? The guy who's always like pretending to be a Nantucket guy.
Oh yeah.
He's always
he makes
like,
fun of all the finance bros.
Yeah, but he always like, oh yeah, oh, you're just visiting for the day.
Oh,
Ugh.
you send the kids over to
my wife,
Middleton. Yeah.
We're doing a really bad
it's
impression.
okay. Yeah.
We're doing a terrible impression.
Yeah.
The point is like this guy who like represents a well-heeled, generational wealthy New England person whose family's super rich, who doesn't actually really work that hard, who graduated from a college, who summers in Nantucket,
Works for a wealth fund.
who's like mad when people who are visiting Martha's Vineyard are visiting because they only want people who own a house on the That's an entire type of person. And that's like, no offense to our clients, that's like a lot of our clients.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't act like that. They're not douchebags.
Oh, no. I mean,
some are, but a lot of them are very nice.
This is a common discussion that I'm around at a wedding. I'll be walking with the groomsmen, and they'll be talking about whether or not they want their kids to go to school in New York or Switzerland, private school in New York or Switzerland. That's never a discussion I've had with my wife.
No,
because
no,
we're just local people.
Or like we're just gonna go. Oh, my parents have a place in Florida and in Martha's Vineyard and the Cape and in Beverly.
Over COVID, we moved in with my parents because they had the guest house,
which is actually just a house.
Which is just like a 4-bedroom house with a two-car garage. And
we've done weddings where like you go on a street and like the family has 5 houses. It looks like a street, but it's not a street anymore because they bought every house and it's
a compound.
It's a compound.
Yes.
So
cool.
Like so my point is only to say, like, when I look at these people, I think I don't even understand them.
Yeah.
And I could never. And if I started saying to them like, oh man, but like, what was your favorite church conference when you were growing up?
Yeah.
They're like, what are you talking about? Like, you come from like, basically I was raised like I'm Southerner.
Yeah.
You know? So when you say to me, be friends with your clients, I'm thinking they would not like me.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have nothing in common.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no one in our area who is raised the way I was raised, who I would be friends with necessarily. I don't have a problem with my clients at all.
Mm-hmm.
I've grown up in New England. I know these people. I have no hatred for them. I love New England. I love these people.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think about like the realistic feasibility of like being their friend, I don't think it's very realistic or a very good goal, and it hasn't hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
They're willing to hire me because I'm delivering a good service. And in fact, in their mind, in our area, I don't like, these are our clients. It might not be your clients, our clients are used to working with the help.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to talk to you if you do a good job. And so like that's the middle to top market in our area. That's how they act.
This is kind of like, I think one of the main things that a lot of photographers, videographers, I would extend this conversation to photographers, welcome. A lot of creatives realize this when they get into the luxury, when they get into the high-end market, is like, oh, I don't like working those events. You hear people say that all the time.
Like
I don't want to work with those people. What do they mean by that? They don't want to work with people that don't want to be their friends, really, at the end of the day.
Well, and that make them feel inferior or make them feel a certain way.
Yeah, because I get it. Like sometimes you work with a couple and it's like good vibes, it feels good. You shot great content. It's your ideal client. It's like they paid the price, they were cool to be around, and you got along with them really well, and you leave that wedding feeling fulfilled creatively, financially, checks all the boxes, right? And I'm just saying it's not always going to be that way. To set that expectation of like it's going to be like that every time, and it should feel like that every time, I think is just an unfair expectation
also, like,
for yourself.
To not like couch it like I'm willing to give up X to get Y.
Yeah,
that's how you should view it. Like
right.
if
that's a decision you make so that you can feel better about the art every time. Like I don't judge anyone.
I don't give a crap.
But
I don't care what you want to do with your own business. Like, I don't care.
Most people are
if you want me to give you flowers for it, I'm not gonna. Like, if you think like you're a magical special person.
But here's the problem: is a lot of people treat it like they're better than you because they made a decision to sacrifice money.
Yes.
Because they want to feel like they're doing better art. And here's the honest truth: look at those people's work. Every time they say something like that, is their work better than Jose Villa and Sam Blake,
or even me,
or whoever, Christina Adams? Is it better than the work that they're producing? In most cases, it is not. No. I'm sorry. It's not better than the best people in the luxury world who aren't friends with their clients. It's not.
When you have to defend yourself against unfalsifiable arguments, it's very frustrating because like when you make a very common sense statement like, well,
here's the thing though. The people that you're arguing with are the people that frankly aren't doing it. Like, if you talk to anyone who's doing it, they're like, yeah, that makes sense. I think a common sentiment, if you're actually doing it, is, yeah, if it's a good vibe and if it matches, like, the day and if it's like, yeah, it's good, they're paying my rates, and, hey, I'm going to take it, but I don't need it.
Well,
I don't have it.
Yeah, and the
obsession with I have to have it in order for me to feel good as a creative, that's the thing that's never made sense.
So let's define it.
Yeah.
Right? So we're talking about being friends with your client. Mm-hmm. Now, what we're not talking about is being friendly.
Yeah.
Or
which is everyone should be friendly to their clients.
That's like imagine going to a pizza place and the person, I expect that waitress, honestly, being honest, I expect them to smile and pretend to be happy.
Sure.
I don't want to know about your actual life.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about anything, but this is going to be a great dinner and you're here.
What's up, guys? Pizza's awesome. Do you want some?
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't want to like, hey, I noticed you're a little down there, waitress. How you doing?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that oh, sorry, my dog died today. I'm a little like,
right.
You're a human being. I'm not mad at them if they don't. I'm just telling you like the expectation I go into this, like the experience with, and anything that's not that, I'll notice it. Like if maybe I'm like, they're a jerk, or maybe I'll tell my wife like, I wonder what's going on with her today. But I'm not like, well, obviously I would expect all the employees at this place to be totally vulnerable with me.
Yeah.
I hope everyone at this Target tells me how their day really is going.
Yeah.
You don't want that. No. Nobody wants that. You just want to go to Target, get what you need, and like, have you ever had that experience of someone like trying to talk to you about something way deeper than you ever want to talk about? Like I do that to people. Like you don't want to, like, I don't even know you, and when we have to talk about this.
People like you don't know. Like find a real friend. Like go to your real friend and talk about your problems.
No, like this. But my point is like everyone understands what I'm saying.
Yeah,
nobody would expect a provider to be anything other than friendly and professional.
Yes.
And so like we're not saying being rude to people. we're also not saying you can't become friends.
Sure.
We have made friends with clients
Sure.
where it makes sense. And we're also not saying that you can maybe emphasize a professional working relationship that some might characterize as friendship. I wouldn't characterize that as friendship. But like, if you're like making boudoir art and you are like, I can only work with couples who are willing to be vulnerable with me on camera.
Sure.
Okay, like there's probably some art that is there's some level of certain types of personalities of people that you need. What we're saying is very simple. Defining friendship as actually caring about each other outside of work in an authentic, real way. I think you actually have to hang out with someone to be their friend. I think you need to text about things that aren't work in order to be their friend. And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, because it's like, sure, you might go out to dinner with your clients. I go out to dinner with people all the time in a professional manner. And along the way, I'm going to ask them about their kids. And I would say the same thing with vendors, like planners we love, photographers we love. We'll go out, we'll eat, we'll hang out, we'll talk about whatever, not work related. But I would also say, like, there's a difference between a friend and work friends. Like there's a difference between like a friend who's like going to come over and I'm going to invite over for dinner and a cigar and like to hang out than it is a person who's like, I have a contract with. Like, I don't have contracts with my friends.
Well, and also like
cases.
you don't need the entanglements of friendship to do good work.
Yeah.
And like, this is the way I view friendship is about me exposing myself to risk.
Yes.
That is friendship.
Yes.
Why would I want to have a relationship with someone where my religious beliefs, my political beliefs, my family beliefs, anything about my life could hurt my money?
Yeah. Especially nowadays, dude.
Especially nowadays.
If you're going to be friends with somebody, like, you should be able to share your life. I mean, nowadays, like, if you share anything about yourself on a religious or political or whatever, like, you are jeopardizing
or
a lot
like
of that.
someone's a psycho
and it's very helpful.
They like are stalking you or like obsessing over your children or they're just like this connected world. I'm more likely to not show myself to my clients, and that's for their benefit.
Sure.
Because I want them to have a good experience. Like if someone's working with me and they want to imagine that I am a certain way and it helps them, it doesn't hurt me, Jared.
No.
I don't care if they view me any certain way.
Yep.
If it makes them have a better experience with me, as long as it's not like, wow, I just like this guy because he's a criminal.
Do you think you have to have a level of intimacy in order to take good photos or video on a wedding day?
Why would I like? I guess you would have to define it. Tell me what you would say would be.
I don't know.
Intimacy.
I don't know
people?
what it is.
What do you
Anyone
think?
making that argument? Oh, I need a level of intimacy with my clients in order to take good photo. What
or like connection or whatever word they use.
Connect with them, whatever. Because I honestly think friendship is different than connection too. Like you can connect with somebody on a very deep level. Like I was telling someone online, I connected with the guy I randomly was paired up to play golf with. We talked about life. We talked about politics. We talked about all these things. At the end of the day, I shook his hand and said, "It's great playing golf with you. I'll never see you again. Bye." I had connection. He's not a friend. I'll never think about him again. Like you can walk and chew gum at the same time.
Well, and also
you don't have
it's
to
like
have this commitment to somebody because you have a connection with them, and you can do good work. You can have connection with people. You can get them to think about each other's relationship without the need to have a friendship with someone. Like it's just they don't go together to me. And honestly, are you super open with all of your friends? Like
I have levels of friendships with different people,
right?
And like there are people I consider to be friends. And
a lot of people are very hesitant to really expose themselves with their friends.
I think the
they're
average
actually more likely to open up to strangers in a certain level because they're like, these people aren't going to hold this against me for being sappy and romantic or whatever. Like
the
that's
average
true as
adult,
well.
I think, has 4 friends is statistically what it says. Maybe 6.
Yeah.
It's like 6 to 4. Some small. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
And like honestly, like I think about like Rich Ferry is my friend. Rich, if you're listening, you're my friend.
Yeah.
We're not as close as I would like to be. He has a very busy life. I'm very busy.
Yep.
what our friendship literally means is like twice a year, I'll send him a text randomly. He'll send me a text randomly, and then we don't talk at all in between it.
Mm-hmm.
We work jobs together, though, and when we do work, because we have a connection, we have a lot of fun, and we make better art because he knows. But like I would say, like someone like Rich, our connection and friendship is really based on the fact that we're both very dysfunctional in the same ways. And when you think about that, you're like, that is not something I want to share with my client.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to share like, man, it's really hard for me to connect with other human beings because I am so weird with my clients. That's the conversation I have with Rich Ferry, is how I feel like an alien when I'm talking to people because I don't understand why they're offended at me.
Yeah.
Like, and I always try to say this to people. It's like, okay, friendship person, what about for ugly people with ADHD?
Mm-hmm.
You're literally trying to create a mean girl structure to an entire industry where beautiful, socially relevant people get all the work.
Mm-hmm.
And all shy people with maybe social issues, people with aberrant beliefs.
Who are who don't like being in front of the camera, maybe. They're uncomfortable
don't like
with it.
talking to people in that way.
You're telling them, oh, because I didn't create a connection with you, it's not I don't know.
What if English is your second language?
Yeah.
And you barely speak English, but you're great at photography and you want to get jobs, and then you can never become friends with your clients, so they can't make intimate work because you couldn't explain to them how much you liked how good of a dog mom you are.
Yeah.
It's just, it's like the more you break it down, the more ridiculous it is.
Yeah. Story time on my end. When we first started, 2010, I remember one of the first clients. You probably don't even remember this client.
I bet I do.
Potential client. I bet you haven't thought about this in over a decade.
Maybe.
We sat down to dinner.
I remember this. It was in Natick.
We went to dinner at what was it? Not Ye Old English. It was that like tavern.
British Beer Company on
British
Route 9
Beer Company. Yeah. Okay. But you haven't thought about this in a while. We sat down with this nice couple. Very nice. I think they were getting married at the Four Seasons in Boston, and spent on dinner maybe like $80 on dinner, which was a lot of money for our little company back then. And sat down with them, talked to them, really got to know them, how they met, how they proposed, all these things. Took them out to dinner, and then they didn't book us. They didn't book us at the end of the day.
And then the next year we stopped doing that, and everyone
we
booked
were like,
us.
because we started on a premise of like, we want to be friends with.
We started just so you guys
need
know.
to have this.
We thought
this was the issue.
You thought.
Yes.
So a lot of people don't understand we're old, and we've been doing this a long time, and to not be judgmental, we'll say we were the same as you. So like we're pointing the finger at ourselves.
When we first started, I will hesitate to call us pioneers, but we were doing something different than everyone else in New England with the DSLR movement. We were some of the first people to bring it to New England. Like, we were. And so we thought doing this new thing would require us to have a deeper level of connection with people. And,
we wanted
met
to be
some
like
very
still
nice
motion
people.
And like make these.
We wanted to be still motion in Boston area.
Yeah.
And we thought the same thing. We took a lot of people out to dinner. We hung out. Spent a lot of money on wining and dining people, and we did the whole thing.
Did
we were
interviews,
cool kids,
tried to get to know people, tried to make films where we did all this deep stuff.
Yep. We used a lot of indie music in our films.
The music failed, or it didn't fail because we have a career now.
Yeah.
And so you could argue that like actually they did work, but I would say the work that we did there was actually very good for our first year. The work we did in year 3, where we didn't do that, was probably worse. Right? Like, I've watched some of those films, and they were kind of bad, like, relative to what we did when we were putting more into it. So, like,
Sure.
I understand that, the value of it and, like, the tangible difference as an artist when you put more of yourself and you put more time into an individual project, an individual couple. But
there weren't examples of, like, oh, just do what this person does.
The market didn't reward that more, is my point.
Yes.
The market looked at both products and was like, I don't want to have to go to dinner with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in an interview.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that intimate with you.
They rejected it.
Yes. They were like, I just want you to come to my wedding.
And shut up.
Take a camera and shoot my wedding.
Yes.
I don't want to invest any more time in this
Yep.
than I have to.
Yep.
And like we learned that lesson, and it was honestly hard. and it wasn't something we liked, and it wasn't a result we liked, because honestly, we get it. I get it. It's not as fun for an artist to work with a lame person when the only reward is money.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Sure.
I get it. I'm just telling you, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. So, like, Jared, you made a post on Threads, which, if you're not on Threads, guys,
get on Threads, y'all.
Threads
what are you
is
even
like,
doing?
Like, literally unhinged. Like, there's a lot of, like, there's interesting things. There's some of the algorithm is wild on Threads.
If you're bored, Threads is where it's at.
Yeah.
I think Threads is where it's at.
Threads is literally Fight Club.
Go bother Jake and Nate. They're on Threads. Jake says some things people hate, and throw them a lot of hate. And you should go throw Jake some hate too.
Threads is wild.
We love you, Jake and Nate. You guys.
No, they are the best. I love those guys.
They're the best.
But Threads is
and
wild.
I agree with them most of the time.
Yeah, me too. And so you made a post on Threads that.
It's exactly this.
Yeah, I said something like, "Why are we talking about this again?" And then you were like, "Well," and then you read me the post.
Threads is where I get all my inspiration. Threads and probably like Facebook posts people make. I'm like, we should talk about that because people still think this. We should hammer it. So yeah, I made a post. I guess I'll read it.
Yeah, just read what you said.
I said, photographers, videographers' obsession with being friends with their clients has never made any sense to me. Keep it friendly, keep it fun.
Even though we just admitted, by the way, that it did used to make sense to you.
Yeah, I guess so. Has never made sense in the last 12 years.
Since you started having a real career.
Yes. Never made sense to me. Keep it friendly, keep it fun, but damn, keep it professional, y'all. And people had varying levels of opinions.
So I do want to get into their things, but I wanted to ask you, because I heard you and I was like, I'm going to wait and ask him this question.
Yeah.
So you said, keep it professional, y'all.
Okay, yeah.
So what inspired the juxtaposition between like fun, what's unprofessional to you?
I think a photographer putting it out that in order for me to make good work, I have to be friends with you, and we have to because I think think of it from a client perspective. Someone being like, hey, again, I'm your best friend. We just haven't met yet. Someone is going to be turned off by that. A lot of our clients would be turned off by that and say, I actually don't want that. I just want to hire a professional person who's just going to show up, take professional photos of me that are artistic and beautiful, but it doesn't require me to have to give of myself my time, mostly their time, right?
Yeah.
And their mental space. Like,
well,
telling me some dude who's a financial bro wants to be friends with like the photographer, like, again, be friendly, but like, okay, now I have to go to this thing because this girl wants to be, or dude wants to be friends with me. Like,
we just did a wedding in New York where the groom refused to let us into his room.
Yeah.
And if your mentality is like the mentality of these people that you're talking about, you're offended by that.
Yeah.
We're not offended by that. He wasn't a mean person to us. He did nothing wrong to us.
No.
Everything he did was fine. Like you don't respect this person's right for privacy and to not want to, you're only willing, like, that's been kind of like what has been eye-opening to me. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so
I think it's a little bit of like putting a burden onto the client that I think a lot of people are just like, I didn't sign up for that. I just want you to come take photos. Like, and we even care very much about the photos that are taken, but I don't care about talking to you after you deliver the photos.
Let me play devil's advocate then.
Sure.
And tell you what I think these people think. And these people are like, by these people, I mean...
what do you mean, these people?
I mean, people who think that, or maybe rightfully so, but people who feel, and for a good reason or not, that in order to make good work, they must have knowledge and connection with the client beyond access the day of the wedding. They need like emotional access. They need to almost like turn the person into an abstraction in their mind and imagine this person's best pose, or I don't even know why they think that this is so important, but they think it's very important to doing a good job.
Well, I think as artists, we emote. Right? We have very big emotions, and we expect everyone else to too, because that's the lens that.
Well,
we're
yeah, it's like
living
that's
life
the
through.
reward is like people giving back what you're putting out.
Right.
That's very rewarding.
It is, but we're always putting it out there. And if you were to ask an artist, like, how do you feel about your partner? They would be able to say, well, when I met this person, it was rainbows and butterflies, and I've never seen my life the same way. I see life through a whole different perspective, whatever. We could probably explain that because we feel deeply. Not everyone feels that deeply. Some people are just like, hey, I like this person. I love this person because they're easy to be around with. We have similar goals, and it's a little bit more black and white potentially. Like, that might not be very satisfying to people, but also they don't want to express themselves that way to you. Like, maybe they'll express that to their spouse that they're getting married to, but I don't think that they even necessarily want to have that out in the universe or express themselves that way.
Well, and also, like, I think it really comes down to how many clients are there that feel the way you feel and want what you want, and how many are out there that have never even considered a relationship like that with a person they're paying.
Yeah.
And like, I know that art is different than other things, but I really want to like ask you as a listener to put yourself in the position of a person spending money on a service and nothing else. And a product too, like you're getting deliverables. So there's a product component. And I remember like we just fired a cleaning lady. We did it because of a lot of reasons.
How dare you?
But it wasn't that we had a problem with her. We didn't like some of the things that she did, but it wasn't personal.
Yeah.
At all.
Yep.
And my wife's like, hey, we're going to just be winding this down. The big reason, honestly, was she couldn't clean on the day we wanted her to clean.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything. It was pragmatic.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's save some money for Christmas. And just like different reasons. It had nothing to do with her. And she was like, my wife fired her in a nice way. And her response was like, which I think is crossing the line, like, what did I do? Which I'm like, don't ask me that.
Yeah.
Don't ask me that. I don't want to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah.
I don't know you. Like, oh, that's mean. No, it isn't mean.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you. I have actual people I know that I can talk to. I don't need to talk to you. Like,
and I
she
would
didn't
say,
she didn't ask in a pragmatic way, like, is there something about the service? She was saying, like, are you mad at me?
Yes.
Are you mad at me? And it's like, I don't want to, if I was mad at you, I would never tell you.
Yeah.
Because why would I expose myself to that risk? Why would I want to have a conversation with a cleaning lady?
You could be like, is there something about the service that you were unhappy with? Like, we're always trying to get better, whatever, but totally different context.
That's where the actual level is.
Yes.
So you're not friends.
Yes.
Because if you were friends and the person said, hey, Jared, like if I said to you, Jared, I want to work with you. Yeah. Don't talk to me anymore outside of work, though. You would be like, what did I do? Like, you would think, I don't know if I can work with this person anymore. Like, you wouldn't be like sitting there going like, I don't know what's going on, dude. And you're like, what? It's like, my client hasn't texted me in like 2 weeks. Are we still friends?
Yeah.
Like, so like,
but you see it play out this way is like, you deliver your photos or video and you hear radio silence, nothing.
Yes.
The people that want to be friends with their clients are like, I haven't heard back. That I gave myself to them. We seemed like we had we seemed like we had a good interaction, a good vibe all day, and they couldn't even email me back.
Oh no.
It's like they're offended, and I'm like, dude.
But and what's funny about it is
95% of people don't respond. They'll write me a review, which I ask for, which is, you see like, oh, these people were very happy. But it's like, they're not going to be like, hey, best friend, like, thank you so much. They don't owe you the social collateral.
Well, and also, like, them not telling you that they liked it doesn't mean that they didn't like it.
Right.
And, like, I have confidence in my work because I'm professional.
Yeah.
And I'll say the opposite side is, like, when they don't like the work.
Yeah.
I don't take it personally. Like, I just told a client last week, this is good.
Yeah.
I gave you something good. This is good. Oh, well, this and this. Okay, well, if you actually looked at our other work, you would see that this is how we always do it.
Yep.
So no offense. It's kind of on you for hiring someone whose work you don't like.
Yeah.
So I'll fix it for you, but I'm not owning up to any of it. I'm not offended by it. I don't really care. I want you to be happy because you're my client. I don't want you to be happy because I like you or because you like me. I want you to be happy because my word is my bond. and you hired me. And I think it's like back to that cleaning lady at the end of the conversation, my wife's like, no, you know, tried to just, she's like, well, I guess this is goodbye. And my wife's like,
what?
like it's manipulative.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like, it felt bad
Yeah.
to us. We didn't like it.
Yeah.
As customers,
Yep.
we were like, screw this lady. I will never hire her again.
Yep.
I will never let this crazy woman in my house.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't want that.
Yep.
Just clean my house. I don't want the pressure of having to help you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
I want you to render the service of cleaning.
Yeah.
And
That doesn't mean you can't be friendly and ask her about her kids and, hey, how's life going?
I know about her kids. She knows about my kids.
Right.
That's just being a normal person.
Right.
So, like, I think part of what's going on in society now is the average person doesn't even know what a friend is.
Yeah, totally.
And they just
Totally.
think, like, anyone they
I
talk
think that's
to,
a big part of it.
they just talk to people online about, and like, well, both of us are vain and like fashion, so, like, we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
You're not friends.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about this person. You don't know anything, like, and so, like, people who are more intimate and maybe a little more certain types of personalities, deeper, and I'm not saying you're not a deep thinker or whatever if you feel this way, but if you are a deep thinker, or you're going to have a really hard time coming like up with any kind of concept of why me as a 42-year-old man wants to be friends with a 28-year-old girl who's about to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I your friend? We have nothing in common.
Yeah.
We're not friends. Like, we could never be friends.
Mm-hmm.
You literally like Sex in the City and listen to Taylor Swift. You want me to know my opinions about those things?
Yeah.
No, you don't want to know my opinions about those things. That would make
Exactly.
it impossible for us to be friends.
And it would make it impossible for you to ever get hired if that was the bar.
Exactly.
So it just doesn't make any sense to me.
It's not logical.
Like, but guess what? I do better video than everyone else in my area.
Yes. Okay, so let's get into
So-
the actual point here.
Right.
The actual point is, I think you could argue, can you be friends with your clients, and is that important to you? Yes, you can do that. Are you actually friends with them? I would say probably not.
Yeah.
If that's
When's
what
the last time your client came over to your house?
Oh, they
and met your
sometimes they
kids
do.
and-
Sometimes they do. Even then, like, I don't think that's. I would argue that that's not even healthy.
But it's also maybe happening, let's be generous, 1% of the time.
Sure, it's definitely not what most people mean, for sure.
Sure.
So like, the real thing that is actually gonna make me want to go scorched earth on people is like the arrogance associated with some of the responses people give to when people say you don't need to be friends. Like, okay.
I know for me, I value people or whatever
I value relationships
over clients.
I'm just not just in this for money.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like
okay.
maybe for you,
Well,
it's
I do a lot of free things for my friends. You gonna do anything free for this person? No, you're not. Like, you're not. You don't have contracts with your friends. Like,
well, and also when they say for my creative process, you know what I do every time they say that crap?
you look at their work.
I go look at their work,
yeah.
and it never is good.
Yeah.
It is never any like if okay, what is intimate about what I'm looking at?
Mm-hmm.
Where are they naked? Where did you ask them to do something?
Or where are they looking at each other
Looking
in a
at-
way that's different than what I could do by just saying, "Hey guys, look at each other, pull each other in close." Like, you're saying because you have more trust with this couple,
They're more
that
intimate with each other.
they're more intimate with each other because you ask them to do the same thing. And no,
Well, and also
they
like
do the same exact thing. Like, it's the same. I'm
there are
sorry.
grooms or brides that can never take a good picture.
Sure.
Like that I would consider great. They can take a good picture for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I can and that's actually all I'm getting contracted to do. I'm not getting contracted to take an objectively good picture for everyone else to appreciate. I'm getting contracted to take images of a person that are good versions of them.
Yeah. Yep.
And that person might be weird. We've had grooms that I'm like, have you ever kissed a woman before? Is this your first time kissing each other? There's like or just like, You love the bride. You talk to the bride on the phone. You get around them on the wedding day, and the groom's a total douchebag.
Yeah.
Oh, like, what am I going to walk out?
Yeah.
Like, well, you know what I'm saying? It's like, is that, oh, I don't want couples like this. How are you going to avoid it? What could I have done to, oh, you could have went to dinner with them. You could have done this. You could have done that. They paid me $15,000. You think I would have, like,
said no to it?
No.
And certain people would, and they would feel good about doing it.
No, they wouldn't.
I think they would.
They're idiots then. Sorry. You don't understand what you're doing. You are doing more harm than good by existing in the art industry. My opinion.
Yeah.
And your photos aren't better than anyone else's.
Here's the honest truth. You're telling me Shepard Fairey wouldn't sell something to Vladimir Putin, or like an artist wouldn't sell his art to bad people?
Yeah. Or
to people they disagree. Like, no, they all do. The best artists in the world actually work for these people, probably primarily. So it's like the equation just
even
doesn't
like
make
a
sense
punk
to me.
band that's like, this is like, we're not playing at this festival because it's ran by Zionists who
and
hate
then Facebook hires
Gaza.
them.
Exactly. My point is like, and even them, that person, fine. I respect their, like, they don't have to play at something they don't want to play at.
Sure.
I understand, like, they're punk, so they just have to be against something. But like, the people who are their fans are like, yes. They're not the fans are their friends, not the so it's like nobody does anything that very few people are very sacrificial and actually willing to give up money when they actually need the money. So if you are willing to, and let me ask you this, are you a good person if you make your family suffer because you refuse to work with a rich person who won't go to dinner with you? Are you a good person or a bad person?
Yeah, I mean
that's not a good trait.
But that's the thing. When I say a professional, like, that is being a professional, being able to put these things aside and still create good art.
Yes,
that is being a professional to me. Like,
someone has to show me this art that they make that's so much better because their process is so much better than everyone else's.
Yeah. I think if you're a professional in the industry and you're doing this full time and you have a mortgage that's supported by the work that you're doing in our industry, like, you quickly say, hey, you know what?
Just got to make a living.
Sometimes it is what it is. Exactly what you said. It is what it is. Sometimes if I am able to meet someone who I really like and jive with, yeah, maybe I'll invite them over for dinner. I'll invite them to an event that I'm doing because I like them. Like, that happens. Cool. It happens. But to set the expectation of, like, I have to, like, the branding term, I'm your friend, like, that's the thing that doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
well, and also it has no bearing on
the work.
The work.
Yeah, totally.
And anyone who thinks it does, I would say, say you and your spouse make work together. Like, you have a company and, like, I don't know, like, your brand is very sexy. You're constantly taking pictures of as a couple, I don't know, like bathing suits and, I don't know, like foam parties or whatever the crap you're doing. You know, you're like, and Ibiza, going crazy. And then another couple goes, we're a sexy couple too.
Yeah.
And they want to hire you because you're not their friend. You're their accessory. Like, you are like this room has all blue. You're like a blue flower in their blue room. Like, you're the thing that fits their view of themselves, not their view of you. That's just my viewpoint. And it's like, it's fine that you, and maybe they go like, this person has like a lot of like sexy boudoir sessions and like, I want to do that. And so I'm looking at this person and they seem like I would be comfortable to do a boudoir session with. I'm not saying that there's like nothing to it. I'm just saying, just because of that doesn't mean you're friends.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
I think you could even make an argument that it's far better and you can create, and often do create, better art when you are not their friends.
I think so.
Because have you ever been to a wedding where their friend is the photographer or the filmmaker? Like, the couple hired a friend to do the wedding.
Yeah, it always has drama.
Well, it's the photographer is like, oh, my mom and dad know this person. They're a family friend.
Yes. The only weddings you hear complaints about on the Facebook group, though, are those weddings. Anyway.
Yeah, even at a high level, like, oh, this is a New York Times photographer or a family friend. Like, they said they would come and photograph it. Oh, they didn't get any photos of this.
Yeah.
That. It's almost like maybe they weren't cut out for it as a professional because you're hiring a photojournalist who photographs war or something to photograph a wedding, and they aren't,
Yeah, separate issue.
separate
true.
thing.
True,
But also, I've done a lot of weddings where it's like people are talking to the photographer. Like he's like having a drink, has a camera in hand, but he's like during
Not
the moments
working?
he's not working.
Yes.
He's not working because he's friends with
I saw
the
a
couple
post
and friends with
in
the
our Facebook
groups.
group a couple of weeks ago where the person was like, oh, I did a wedding for my friends and I missed a bunch of portrait sessions and like because I was talking to people.
Right.
And
right.
I was like, why,
and I mean,
why are you doing that?
I've done weddings for friends as well, and it's a battle. It's much harder to film that wedding because people are coming up to you relentlessly. I shot what did we shoot? We shot an event, even RCP. When we were in RCP shooting Miami, people were coming up to me and being like, wanting to chat, like as if I was a guest, and I'm like, I'm shooting this. Like
I gotta go.
I gotta go do this. Like you're trying to talk to me.
So rude.
I
of
gotta
you,
go.
Jared.
Well, yeah. But it's much harder to do when you would consider them your friend. And also, their expectations is much higher for you. Not only do they expect it to be better because it's like, well, they're going to give my best effort as a friend. They're going to give me not only their best effort, but their best work as one of my friends. They also are saying they're going to give me some free stuff.
Yeah.
Friends give each other free stuff and
Yes.
oftentimes don't charge them. So when you open that relationship, just expect that people are going to expect you to
If
say,
I make friends with someone
they
at a
buy
hotel,
into that, yeah.
I'm going to email them and ask for a special rate if I'm shooting at their property.
yes, because we're friends, right?
Because we're friends.
Oh, no, you have to charge full rate? Oh,
Okay. Maybe we're not friends.
yeah.
That's what I think. Like, oh, I guess we're not friends.
Yep.
Like I do favors for my friends. I'm not friends with a lot of people.
Yeah.
You're going to pay me if you want me to do something for you.
Yep.
I'll do free things for my friends.
Yep.
I will not do anything free for people who are not my friends. I don't have a lot of friends.
Yeah. Yep.
I have professional relationships that are pleasant and wonderful. So anyway, we could go back and forth and argue about do you do better work? That's not the point. And by the way, I don't really there's nothing you could say that could convince me that because the universe has declared that you're wrong. Like every
Is it settled science?
it is 100% settled science. Like, let me ask you this. Do people feel emotional connections to the Beatles
Yes.
and their art?
Yes.
Is it because the Beatles knew them or they knew the Beatles?
It's because they
The
knew
Beatles,
the Beatles, maybe.
they knew the Beatles' art, and the Beatles' art let you imagine that the Beatles are any way you wanted them to be. The Beatles are your tool to make you feel good. And you think about modern celebrities. Modern celebrities suck
Wait,
so
hang on.
bad
Mono celebrities. Modern. Okay.
because of social media.
Okay.
Because you know them too much.
Hmm.
Because you don't want to know anything about them. Like again, not to get into politics, but like it has not been good for Hollywood that every single actor is becoming intimate with their audience. It's cost them a lot of money.
Yep.
If it is good, less people are willing to consider it being good because there's going to be somebody. Let's imagine they're friends with Leonardo DiCaprio. So they watch the movie and they go, I agree with everything about this movie and I like it. They don't like Leonardo DiCaprio. They think Leonardo DiCaprio agrees with them. It's not that they're friends with Leonardo DiCaprio. And then then it requires that agreement to enjoy the person. And like you look at this guy's like actually kind of an insane person, but like Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is still a blockbuster creator because like the stuff we know about him wasn't from him, by the way. It was other people. We're talking like, he's crazy. He's into all these things. And like, he's into like Scientology and he's a weird husband. He doesn't like his career started going down when he's doing those interviews talking about like psychology. He stopped doing that. Now he just talks about movies.
Well, do you know who no one really has a bad word for is Daniel Day-Lewis.
He
who
just
is
talks about
literally
movies.
like leaves and it talks about his like method, the what was it called? The realist.
He's a method actor.
Method actor. And then he's like a cobbler, and people are like, oh, yeah, we like a cobbler. Like that's all you know about that guy.
If you're like a lot of artists, the more people can perceive you as fitting into their life,
Sure.
the better.
Yeah.
The more polarizing you are, which is what friendship is.
Yeah.
Friendship is by definition, and I know because as an adult, it's been harder for me to make friends. When I was in high school, it was easy to make friends. You know why? I had an activity, playing in bands. All I knew is that anybody who's at this show tonight is my friend. We're going to be friends because we both like the same band.
Yep. Yeah, lots to talk about. Lots of things in common.
Lots of things in common. Yep. I don't want to. The things I like are for impoverished people. I like video games. I like philosophy. I like religion. Like, where is that group of people who also like the same things I do that want to pay $15,000 for a wedding film?
Yeah.
So I think it's like, I know we're kind of going into the weeds about all this, but I just think about like.
But bring it more broadly. Like, do you think having that philosophy is detrimental to the broader industry? Bring it back to the whole thing.
I don't know. No, I don't. I think it's detrimental to individual artists.
Yeah.
I think more for me.
Sure.
So it's good for me.
Sure.
So keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like it's good for anybody who wants to be serious, and it's bad for anybody. But the problem, just what we're doing with this show is we're trying to help people. And so, like, if this offends you or hurts you, I'm sorry. It's not my goal.
Yeah.
And I'm not even trying to tell you what to do, and you can personalize it. But
Yeah.
I will say most people do better not becoming anxious and dissatisfied with an expectation of other people that isn't realistic.
Yeah, I would say just find your satisfaction in other ways. Like, if someone isn't like texting you the next day saying, I love you, like, thank you so much for giving us your time and all this stuff. If you're not getting that text message in the morning, you shouldn't feel bad about yourself. You should feel bad if you don't deliver what you say you're going to deliver. If you do a bad job on the wedding, you should feel bad about those things. But if you're delivering everything you said you're going to do and you're proud of the work, I would even say, you don't necessarily have to always be super proud of the work. It just has to be good.
Well, you have to be proud about your effort.
But proud about your effort, and you look at it and say, hey, this is good.
Never,
Like-
you should never walk away and think, I didn't do the best I could.
Yep.
And I think, like, me, and this has actually been part of my issue with a lot of people who kind of responded to what your text was, or your thread was like, one way to read what they're saying is, if I don't like you, I'm not going to do a good job. That's ridiculous. Like, what if you're like, it's ridiculous.
Right.
Like, if I don't.
And this is the other part is like, if you're putting that in all your branding,
Yeah.
we're friends, blah, 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 blah. And the day comes, you're shooting, and the client isn't giving that to you. And then you're kind of like pissy. I've seen that with some photographers who have this philosophy. Like, we were pretty close with one photographer who I think did really lean on this and, you know, kind of turned me off to it, to be honest. But he had this philosophy. He would talk smack about most of the time it's the groom, but sometimes the bride. And just like, oh, they won't give this to me, blah, blah, blah. You know, they're like this, they're like that. Like, people pick up on that. And so, you know, if you're not friends with the photographer, you know the photographer's almost mad at you for not giving it to them. Is that a good relationship with the client?
No one else
you know what I'm
says that.
saying?
Is that good for you?
Yeah.
Like this is.
But also, it's their day. They shouldn't feel that way.
But also, like, let's imagine you're a selfish artist and you don't actually. But this is my actual premise: is you don't actually give a crap about these people. You care about yourself.
Yes.
And you care about how they make you feel.
Yes.
And it's a childish motive. And it's a selfish motive. It's not a giving, loving motive. To need feedback beyond the feedback of, here's money. And people are like, oh, that's shallow of you. I'm like, it is not shallow of me to say, all you owe me is money.
Yeah.
And respect. If you give me respect and you pay your bills, you don't owe me anything else.
Well, there's a reason why all these restaurants will say, you'll get the service you'll get the product and a smile. You won't get my friendship. Like, they don't promise friendship. Like, you'll get it with a smile. We'll do it. We'll happily do it.
And also, what we're really saying is we don't view what you're saying as friendship as friendship.
Yes.
It's totally fine to say, here's our brand. We're going to curate a public image to attract couples that we think we can make exciting work for and do a good job with. We're just mainly quibbling with the word friend and what a friend is. And we take that word seriously. We think it's a serious concept. Like, friendship and intimacy are serious.
Instead of bastardizing the term.
Yeah, it's like saying, like, I love my wife and I love pizza. Like, clearly they don't mean the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm okay. Like, I'm not gonna freak if you say I love pizza, but I'm like, that's just annoying to do that kind of stuff to people. But like, we know the difference is we both know that I don't love pizza the way I love my wife.
Yeah.
We both know.
But also, I'm not gonna quibble if a random person who I've met at a WIPA event comes up and goes, "Hey, friend." I'm not gonna go, "You're not my friend."
No,
like,
Dana called me.
Fine.
Yeah. Dana called me a couple weeks ago, and I think I'm friends with Dana from Henry and Mac. But like, we live very far apart.
Yep.
She's a married woman, has her own kids, her own life. We've talked about all kinds of stuff over the years, financial things they've gone through. We talk once or twice a year.
Yep.
She calls me about work things. I don't know anything about her beyond those things. I don't know what she's like. I don't know what her beliefs are. I don't know. Could we be friends? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I like our relationship.
Yeah.
It's a work relationship. It's a work friendship. For what I am able to do with this person, she's a photographer that I love.
Yeah.
I love this person. And in that work context of like that we share together, like if she calls me and says, she call me, hey, can you help me find a drone pilot? I talked to Chris from Storybox a couple weeks ago, and he needed help with coverage at a commercial event. And I was like, we're friends. Yeah, okay, we both know that I don't mean like we're really friends. We mean like we are professionally friendly.
Yeah.
We are not enemies.
Yeah.
We're allies.
Yep.
And we want to help each other. Yep. So like if that's what you mean when you say I'm friends with my clients, is I want to have a friend-like fun environment where we are having a nice time.
Yep.
I think that's fine.
Yep.
We're just kind of saying you're not really friends though. you're just what you're doing is you're creating your experience you're delivering to them. Part of that fun is simulating friendship to make
It's like when people say like, "Oh, friend of the brand." Like the word is just used as a branding term in most cases, and it's like that's fine. I don't really even have that much.
I mean,
problem
it's
with
like
it.
literally.
But let's just talk about it. Like, because here's where it's harmful. Yeah, I think it's harmful for the individual. It's also harmful for the people downstream as well, who are coming up saying, "Oh, I have to do this in order to become a good photographer," and they're investing a lot of time and effort and emotional effort into creating those relationships when it's like it's just not as necessary as being a good photographer or filmmaker or whatever. Like, so yeah.
Well, I mean, you hear about all these people, not to get weird, but you hear about people and like, oh, I was talking to this girl online and they're like simping for some girl, giving her like a bunch of money and like OnlyFans or some like thing. And then like, do you have sympathy for the man who's tricked? Yes. Like, I think that's unfortunate that a person would be living that way. But I also think like, why does this guy think this girl is his actually likes him? She doesn't like him. Like, and nobody, if you were like met this guy and he's like, I don't know, I just had a breakup. You're like, what happened? Well, I gave this OnlyFans girl $25,000 last year and I asked her to marry me and she was like, no.
Yeah.
She said no. She's like,
she was like, also stop talking to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, obviously we're not like whores in the wedding industry.
Yeah.
But like, we're also not actually dating you.
Yeah.
Like we're not like we're like, it's like a simulated, we're creating something for you. We're serving you by making it fun. And I think that's great. I think like providing like an experience for people, a little bit, even like a little bit of a fantasy that they are celebrities and you're really into them. And you think like, do you know how many times, Jared, do you think it's wrong of someone to say to a bride, you look beautiful, when actually you think she looks bad? No, right?
No, I mean,
no. It's fine. If you say to a girl, like, you look so beautiful, I love your dress.
Yeah.
That would be professional. It would be very unprofessional, but truthful and maybe a good friend to say, you don't look that great. You need to go back and redo your makeup. That's what a friend would do.
Yeah.
Would you ever do that?
No. We have a schedule to keep.
Not only that, like my thought is like, it's none of my business.
Yeah.
Like, what if she likes how she looks?
Yeah.
What if it's exactly what she had in mind? I want her to think I look amazing.
Yep.
That my job is to make her feel however she wants to feel on her wedding day. My job is not to help her confront the reality of how she should be feeling or how she should be. That's what friends do.
Yep.
So
I think we get it. I think that like you said, is it detrimental to the wider industry? Probably not. But I think it's worth talking about and thinking about, especially when you're crafting your brand strategy for your business. So hopefully, at the very least, this episode
was at least funny,
interesting, funny.
We don't hate you if you want to be friends with your clients. We just think, depending on what you mean by that, it's not true.
Yeah. And it was very popular for a time to say that from like an influencer. Like if you went to a workshop,
can we understand why
you were saying those things? And like, because it feels good. It's a feel good thing. It's going to sell tickets to a workshop if you say those things as a influencer. But there's pitfalls to it too. So, guys, if you love Wedding Film School, make sure you're checking us out on all the platforms. YouTube is where you can find Wedding Film School, kind of traditional, wedding or YouTube-y type videos on gear, our old BTS kind of content, shooting behind the scenes weddings. That's where you can really learn how to become a wedding filmmaker behind the scenes. The Wedding Film School Show is our second YouTube channel where you can find all of our podcasts, our full library, almost getting close to 200 episodes, which is great. And then Wedding Film 101. This is where if you're a beginner, if you want to break into the industry, you want to learn the basics, you can learn those things. Check us out on Facebook. That's where you can find the broader community where you can have conversations just like this one. And, learn a little bit of wedding filmmaking along the way. And then on Instagram, the Wedding Film School Show is the official Instagram account there. Make sure you're checking that out. We are currently giving tribute to the greats in our industry, wedding filmmaker spotlights. We do little clips on there as well. And, another avenue for you to learn about wedding filmmaking. We're pretty obsessed with wedding filmmaking over here at Wedding Film School. And anything you want to add, Jay, before we go?
No, except hopefully that if you listen to this and you got offended, hopefully you'll subscribe, and comment.
Yeah, go out and make some real friends, and both of you can listen to more Wedding Film School Show.
That's a great example. Yeah, or listen to this with your client and then use it as a pitch and then say, do you agree? Because these jerks don't agree with me, but you want to hire me because you don't agree with them, right? And
let's start our own podcast, and then you do, and then you have a rival podcast.
Or your podcast is this, and this is, hear me out, guys. Your podcast is you podcast all your consults with your clients, and it's called the Best Friends Podcast, and then we all love it, and we think it's really great, even though I typically don't have meetings with my friends where I'm trying to get them to give me a lot of money every time, but maybe that's how you and your friends act.
Yep. Well, speaking of which, I have to go because I'm going to give my friend some money to put a door in. So
enjoy that.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye.